The idea of a mix minus can be really confusing if you're new to the world of audio or audio production, but once you understand what it is, it's an extremely helpful tool that gives you extra routing options to make communicating with remote guests much easier with higher quality, and they'll be much happier with you setting up a mix minus properly on your audio mixer. Today we are working with the Rodecaster Pro 2 audio mixer, but what we're going to say in this video also applies to any other audio mixer, and there's usually an option. We have a couple other videos on how to do it on analog mixers and that type of thing as well. If you are looking for pricing or specs for any of the gear you see in this video, we do have some links down in the description below from a variety of online retailers to make sure that you do get the best price possible if you're looking for any of the stuff that you see here. So what is a mix minus? To help explain what a mix minus is and the benefit of it, let's quickly consider that you're the online guest that's calling into a live stream or calling into a live in-person event. If you're calling in as a remote caller, you want to hear the host, you want to hear all the other guests, you want to hear the playback, the media, the content, the video, the audio. You want to hear absolutely everything that they're doing so you have context and you can communicate effectively with them. But you don't want to hear a copy of yourself coming back to you. If you're speaking or you're trying to communicate your point, you don't want to hear a delayed version of yourself coming back to you with a 1 or 2 or 3 second delay. So what you're wanting is you're wanting to hear the whole mix minus yourself. So on the Rodecaster Pro 2 here today, we're going to show you how to set up a mix minus so you can send a remote guest a mix of everything minus themselves. So for the purposes of the video today, let's pretend that we're doing exactly what we're doing. I'm recording a copy of the main mix coming from the Rodecaster Pro 2 here on my laptop through the first USB output. Let's assume that I have the second USB output going to a laptop here with a remote guest that's calling in on Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams, or something like that. So we're going to go into settings here. We're going to select outputs, and we're going to select routing. Now, right off the bat, we can see that the USB 1, the copy of my laptop here, is getting the main mix. That's exactly right. This is the default state for the Rode Rodecaster Pro. Next, if we hit this arrow here, we can go to the chat. So if I have a chat going with a Discord chat on my laptop, the same thing that we just discussed is what we want to happen. I want my whole Discord chat to hear everything that's coming from the mixer, but I don't want that chat to hear itself on a delay. So we want mix minus selected there. You can toggle it so they get the main mix if you have some other routing going, but chances are pretty good that you're going to want the chat to get a mix of everything but what's happening locally on the chat. And then USB 2 here is our fictional laptop that I don't actually have set up, but this would be our remote guest. So again, we want them to get mix minus. We want them to get the whole show minus themselves. Now, you can see here that there is a third custom option. Now, this would be effective if you have more complex routing needs. So a really good example of when I would use more complex routing need is if this second laptop is going to a live stream and I don't have permission to play music on that live stream. So then I can use this complex routing to mute various channels. So I can deselect USB 1 because I don't want my laptop that's live streaming to get a copy of the music coming from this laptop. And I don't want them to get the chat. And maybe I don't want them to get my Bluetooth audio because I haven't licensed the music from my Bluetooth source. So the custom tab here is a more complex version of a mix minus, where a mix minus is just straight up, give them the full mix of everything minus themselves. But if you need to mute extra channels here, just go into custom here and you can deselect whatever you want from that second mix, or you can even do it on your first mix, just whatever you're doing here. Now, what happens if you're working locally, just all on the mixer, and you want to hear everybody but yourself? Maybe it drives you nuts when you're recording a 4-person in-person podcast and you don't want to hear yourself. A really quick workaround for that is to turn on the solo of every channel but yourself. So that would allow you to hear every channel but you. So if there's just one person that doesn't want to be heard in the headphones or anything like that, then select all the channels and deselect that guest that doesn't want to participate in the headphone mix for whatever reason. That's another weird workaround that you can use for creating a custom in-person mix minus if you ever had to. This will make it a lot nicer for your online guests to participate with your Rode Rodecaster Pro 2. So I hope this is helpful. Again, if you are looking for pricing or specs for anything that we have here, we have links down in the description below. If you have any questions on this, if I missed something that you were expecting in this video, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.